there was a video of a guy. He asked another guy this question of like, would you rather have a torta? You know what that means? He said, would you rather have a torta or a 10? Right? But the torta cleans and cooks for you, and the 10 doesn't do shit. He said, what would you rather have?
The torta cleans for you?
Torta cleans and cooks.
How good though?
Or, I mean, they're pretty much sure.
Like cleaning is...
If she's a torta, that means she knows how to cook. But have you seen that video?
Yeah, but a torta, you just mean a big girl.
Yeah, like, have you seen that video of that girl? She like went into her sister's room and saw her sister eating Wingstop. And she's like, you got Wingstop without me? Have you seen that video? She's like, fucking fat ass. She's like, hey, torta over here. She's like, you know, I love Wingstop, but you didn't give me anything. And she went in on her hella hard. And then afterwards, the girl was like, she reached in the bag and she's like, I got you some shit. And she's like, oh. And
she felt
that's
bad.
where it comes from. Like, she said, that girl said from the video, she said, if she ain't a torta, no me importa. That's what she said. And that's been going around TikTok.
So torta means it's just a big girl.
It's just a big girl. No, I mean, it's just a big girl. So, and they asked that question to that guy, and that guy said, nah, give me the torta. He said, give me the torta. She cooks and cleans.
Cleaning and food is such a big plus.
People say, and it's hella true, like people say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And that's hella true because like if a woman cooks for you, like you come home and you already have a plate hot, and it's not only is it hot, but it's good, and it's a home cooked meal, that's special. I think that's a special thing. And if you have that at home right now, like you're one of the lucky ones. I feel
you think
like
nobody cooks anymore?
It seems like that because I know a lot of people who don't know how to cook or don't care to learn how to cook.
They just rather what? Eat at mom's?
I don't know what they'll rather do or just go out and get it. You know, but I think like it just seems like cooking is a necessity.
Huh? But like your top favorite meals. Nah, maybe that's not true. I was gonna say that your top
like from outside
are usually family. Like so, your mom makes it.
Oh yeah, but
like
I feel
if you were to say like your top 3, at least one of those has got to be a home cooked one.
Yeah, like some of the best food I've ever eaten has been home cooked by somebody. Even when I remember going to a friend's house and if their mom cooks, yeah, like it was like I remember stands out because I still remember it in my head. That's how good it was. So that's why I'm saying if to have a wife who cooks for you, it's like it seems like that should be like expected.
It used to be standard, I think, back like when women didn't vote, when they were just at the house.
Yeah, but I think it would be a weird thing if I know how to cook more than you to a woman. Right? Because I know how to get down in the kitchen too a little bit, lightweight.
I think just because it's expected, like it's expected for women to be better.
You think
cooks.
that's just like a
it's
female?
Like it's a what's it called? What the hell is it called? Like it's a.
I'm blanking too. But I think we both know what we mean. Like it's almost, I would say like it's almost expected, but it's like
it's like a woman's like stereotypical type shit.
Yeah, it's like a stereotype.
Yeah, like women's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a stereotype.
It just seems. But you look at it, seems like everybody talks about moms cooking. Everyone does. And
yeah, everybody.
But now the new moms.
You think so? That's what I mean. I don't really know a lot who do cook though. Well, actually, that's a lot.
I'm sure a lot of people.
I think they learn to cook once they get a family.
Yeah, once they have kids.
Yeah, because I think they just.
I think during like the no kid phase, once you actually become a family with a kid, I think it forces you to cook something. You got to learn because the kid wants to eat, and you guys don't want to spend
buy
money.
shit 24/7.
Yeah,
you got to go to Walmart.
Yeah,
that's why. I remember everybody always telling me about like whoever tried my mom's burritos. They always say how amazing they were. And then it always made me think like, because when you have something, because I remember I would go to work And sometimes I'd have like some tacos with like, you know how you get the mix sometimes, surprise burritos. I would just give them to my friend, and then in exchange he would give me a microwavable hamburger or a microwavable like something, a hot pocket or something. And I remember him telling me like like what the hell, like you're hella Americanized. He remember he's telling me that you're hella Americanized. Like why the hell are you trading me good ass food for this shit? And I just told him it's not that. It's not that I'm like I love this shit more than that. It's just that when you have I have this every day. When I go home, I'm gonna eat it. So it's not like me when I give it to you. It's not like I'm not gonna have it no more. I'm gonna have it later on. And I don't have a lot of this Americanized shit because we don't buy that shit. My mom doesn't buy that. She don't buy these microwavable shit. So I would trade them. And he would always poke fun of me like I'm not, almost like if I'm not real Mexican. But when I invited him over and we made burritos, and he's like, damn, everybody always says you can sell these boys. They're hella good.
Yeah, my mom's food's always like, I've never really understood how good to what level, like how good is my mom's food. And this like I'm not trying to like hype her food up like crazy, but it's like it's hella good.
I think we can guarantee say that it's above average.
Yeah,
That's like I think we
Easy,
can say
no
that
problem.
easy, yeah. Because if we say it's the best shit in the world, somebody tries it, they're gonna be like, man,
Yeah.
maybe, but for sure it's above average.
And certain dishes are like hits, no
Yeah.
matter what, no matter who eats it, across regions, nationalities, ethnicities, everything, animals, doesn't matter. They all like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I gave when I was giving burritos at work before Chili opened up a restaurant. I would just give them for free, right? And then I remember one of the kids that used to work with us, like he was hella excited to try it, and I had brought like chile, everything with it. And I told him before you eat it, I told him like eat it like a few bites to open it up, and then you have to put the chile on it and put lemon on it, and then eat it. And he's like, okay. He went to his car because it was a Saturday. He went to his car for like privacy so he can chill and eat. And when he said that after he put the chile on it and he ate it, he said it, he almost wanted to cry. And I was like, damn, it can't be that good. You wanted to cry? And he's like, bro, you don't understand. He's like, I haven't had a burrito that tasted that good ever in my whole life.
Damn.
He's like, I wanted to cry. It reminded me of like, he's like, or like really authentic, like Mexican food should taste like. But I'm like, yeah, I think he was saying he wanted to cry because it reminded him like of when he was little.
Yeah, I think food gives you nostalgia of certain things. You know, I think in the future, like one day, because it's just gonna happen. One day we're not gonna have my mom. So one day when we eat a good ass burrito, we're always gonna think of her. Something like that. I think that's just like subconsciously you're gonna think of that because it's like, because who's gonna make the burritos? So we're gonna just think of that. But I think it's almost like expected, especially if you're a Mexican mom in her 40s or 50s. Like it's almost that they take pride in cooking. Every Mexican mom I've seen in that age bracket takes pride in cooking and sometimes keep secrets and don't want to share the sauce. So
I think that's old school too.
Yeah, like
because a lot of people have family recipes.
Yeah, but
like
black people do that too. Black people do that too because they be saying this is my grandma's recipe, and they ain't giving it out to nobody. So it's a certain thing with cooking.
It's kind of like I understand. Like no, I don't really understand. Like
why not?
Like unless it's like you're making money, like you're living off of it. Okay, I understand. But if like it's just a thing, like I don't understand the key. If something's so good, why not share the recipe with everyone?
I don't know exactly.
Like
but I
unless
think it's
there's profit.
No, I just think it's like a prideful thing. If you perfected something or you feel you perfected something, I think you just want that love because of what the work you put into it.
But if you gave out the recipe, everybody would make it, and you know, like
no,
everybody
but
makes
eventually there would just be a recipe and people wouldn't credit you.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess if you're looking for credit,
and I think people find satisfaction in cooking and
you're gonna die though.
Seeing you eat, yeah, but that's why they spread it to their daughter, to their son or whatever.
But if you're not, they might not remember the name. down the line regardless.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. I've seen many restaurants that have opened up and said, this was my great grandma recipe that kept passed down. So
See, but that's money though. I understand if it's money related.
it only became money after like the 6th generation or the 5th generation. But it's just a prideful thing, I think, with cooking.
It just seems unfair for you to keep something a secret that's so tasty.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. I just like good food, though. I just like good food. And it was seeing people, I feel like that's everybody, a chef, anybody who cooks food, they get satisfaction from seeing other people enjoy their food.
Yeah. Well, I get satisfaction from that too. I don't even make it. But I like watching, I like giving food to people that my mom makes and seeing their reaction. Because I remember there's this old man. He doesn't like no spicy stuff, right? He likes everything like just regular, no sauce. So I remember when I gave him a burrito and I told him how he wanted it, he said everything except for the chile, right? And I'm like, okay, so I gave it to him. And when he was eating it, you can tell by the way he was eating it, he like double bites and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, he's fucking with this. And once he picked it up, he didn't put it back down. And he continued to work
and eat it.
And he never put it down. And he was like trying to do shit with one hand. And then he'd take a bite, and then because I remember he was walking around the whole dealer, like eating parts, going up front. He just kept eating until he finished it. And he's like, boy, that was really good. He's like, that hit the spot. He's like, let me know next time you guys make them. He said, I'll pay you guys for them.
Yeah, and I wonder how many people go without that.
Without a good satisfying
like a good ass burrito. Because it seems like when you're in certain locations, you can't get a real burrito. Chipotle ain't it. Like I know people love it. There's so much people that love Chipotle, but it ain't it. Like I tried it. It's good. It's all right. I'll eat it. But I'm not going there. Like
it don't satisfy you, huh? When you have that, when you crave that second one.
Yeah.
You're
my
like,
mom's burrito,
shit.
You'll make another one.
Even though you're like,
not even just my mom's. I just say like when you eat a Mexican burrito, like a good one.
It has to be a good one, but not a lot of places. Like I
never have good ones.
If you're buying it from someone, I've yet to. I mean, they're good. Some of them are good, but I've yet to find one that's like, damn, that shit was amazing. Yet to find one, and I think the sauce.
I think the carne, huge deal.
I think the carne. I mean, everything makes everything. The rice, the beans, everything. But the carne and the sauce
can't be fucked up. It can't.
I'll eat shit rice. I'll eat shit beans. But if the carne needs to be like
because
legit,
worst case scenario, you could say just give me puro carne in Chile,
and it would hit.
And it would hit. So I mean, that's the two things you can't mess up. But it makes me, like I said, it makes me think how many people go without a real Mexican burrito, and I'm pretty sure we're missing out on hella stuff. Hella, I be seeing like curry and naan bread and all that. I've been wanting to try that, but it seems like I don't know if that's around here, and if it is around here, if that's authentic.
Yeah, because I don't want to overpay $16, $20. Like Indian food's expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, and then for it to be shit.
I mean, but I guess you never know until you try.
Yeah, but I just usually go off reviews, and usually people have a high rating if people fuck with it.
Yeah. So what would you pick then? You'd rather have somebody who cooks? Because to
how
me,
big of a torta are we talking?
Oh damn!
Like what are we talking? Like 2 tortas in one, or we're talking about like?
I think now we have to define what's a torta.
Yeah, like what's a like? Okay, because like
it would be like
what's the other than?
Do you think a woman should be heavier than you?
Ideally, no.
Yeah, no. Because it would be like if she's not heavier than you, then she probably got a similar body to you, skinny, like super skinny. A lot of men don't like that.
Well, I mean, it depends. I guess if she's tall,
I think when you think about that, it makes you think torta, but it don't always add up to that.
Because when I think torta, I don't think of a woman. I don't think of a woman.
We think about when you look at a torta, depending what type of torta. But the average torta, the Mexican torta, right, that comes on that bread is skinny on the ends and it gets fatter in the middle. So, right? So that's signifying that the girl's gonna have a belly, right? Or somewhat, you know, a little like so you can do that to it. So
What's the big girl's name? That I think her name was like what the heck's her name? Her name's like Grill. There's a girl. I don't think it's a dude that dresses like a girl.
oh, you're talking about
That destroyer girl. Big
Zyrock or something like that.
Google her. Because this is what I think when you think about a torta. This is what comes up when I first see her. Torta.
I mean, what was her name? I don't really want to put her on blast. It's a dude though, huh?
It's a dude. Hell yeah. Who cares?
I think it's a dude.
She likes being on blast.
I think
anyways.
it's like Zylark or something like
Zylark the Destroyer or some shit like that. That's what they call her.
No.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Let me see.
When I think of torta, I think about this. And it's weird, like people are gonna say, oh, you guys are body shaming, whatever. But like, hey, why you wait?
Hold up.
You got hella tummy. Tuck that shit up. Tuck that shit away.
But people say that's fucked up because like how you gonna tell somebody how to dress?
Yeah, but it's just like I gotta look at that shit. Like, hey, tuck that shit away. The kids around.
You're talking about
yeah, Gerlach. The Destroyer. Look at that boy. Damn.
But I think like
that's a triple torta though. Look at that. The face is kind of scary though. First time I seen him.
Oh, this one.
First time I seen him. Yeah.
But I think like when a bunch of people like make fun of this girl, I think she
is a dude.
Like I don't know anything about this person or this guy, right? I don't know anything about whatever. I just seen the image before. But I'm saying like when you have the whole internet body shaming you like that or making fun of you, and I think the thing that I see is him trying to embrace it. It just seems like there's fake. No way. I don't want to say it's fake, but there's no way it don't cut.
Wait, there's so much thrown at you?
Yeah, there's so much coming at you.
So it's like everyone's throwing spears. Eventually one's going to land or cut you or something.
Or they just hurt, but you're just not going to put that out there. Because how? If the whole internet is saying something about you, because it's like a lot of people, I think it's very hard to not be insecure. Like you as a human being can look in the mirror and know your flaws, right? Like I could be like, damn, I got a big nose. But it's not, to me, it doesn't like, I'm over that. But I'm saying like other people are more insecure about that and can't get over it. So think about that. If millions of people were saying you got a big ass nose, like eventually you'd be like, damn, like these motherfuckers don't let up. So that's why when I think about it, I'm like, it's kind of fucked up.
To add to it?
Yeah. Especially,
but it's like I understand. And it's not like it's hard to say that you don't want like no, because it's not with ill will, but it's shit funny though. That shit funny to say, hey, look at that big boy right there. It's funny, but it's like I think it's kind of her fault or his fault for putting himself on the internet. Everyone who goes on the internet, you sign a fucking you sign your the right to like people to make fun of you. You're signing that shit.
I think so.
So. Yeah. It's like sorry, but it's like people are gonna, even if I don't do it, someone else is gonna do it. And it's like this motherfucker's never gonna see me, never gonna hear this. But if he does, hey, yo, big boy.
Yeah. But I think
tuck it in.
But I think certain people don't mind that, like, because they can acknowledge like, yeah, I'm big.
Nah, I find that hella gross.
Oh shit.
Like I don't understand, like
when they're wearing,
like when they tuck it in, when they tuck that. I mean, it's when they tuck the fat into their pants, and it's like a kangaroo fucking thing.
Oh shit! Like dude,
yeah, like the kangaroo.
Like
you got
a pouch.
You have a triple lonja, and then you got a triple lonja underneath the pants.
Okay, but what were they supposed to do then?
I don't know what you have to do, but it just to stop eating that much. Eat a little bit less.
No, but I'm saying for the moment, where do you tuck that? Or do you let it fly?
You gotta let it fly.
You gotta just bring it up?
You had to bring it out. It doesn't make it look any better when you tuck it in.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, they're forcing that motherfucker into their pants and then lacing the bitch up. It's not like let that shit out. Let it breathe. But it's fact.
Is that in a way to hide it?
I don't know why they do it. It just doesn't look good.
Oh, I don't know.
That shit look gross. But yeah, they call him the Destroyer. Gorlock, the Destroyer.
I think they call her Gorlock.
Gorlock, the Destroyer.
Yeah. Dang. But I remember like they did like a whole show. I think it was something like that where they blindfolded a guy and he was talking to this person. And then after he took it off, he said, hell no, or something like that. And he left. They put him on like a blind thing, like a blind date.
Yeah, there's this girl. I seen a video today where there's this girl that came up to a dude and was like, hey, my girlfriend really likes you. She thinks you're cute. But she's just real shy. Can she come talk to you? He's like, yeah, no problem. Tell her come here. And then this homegirl shows up.
It was that same person?
Yeah, that big girl right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, hell no. He's like, no, I'm married. I'm married. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm married. We can't do this. That shit was funny. Ew.
So then
Torta or 10. Okay, so the 10, I mean, the 10 is a 10, but like, is there any negatives? Like, oh, she lazy or...
He just said she don't do shit.
Oh, yeah, she don't do shit. She's just a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then, yeah. I'd rather have a Torta, for sure. Because a Torta cooks for you, which means she fucks with you heavy. If she cooking for you.
That means she really loves
And
you.
she cleans. I hate cleaning. So 2 check marks right there. And then you can always give her half a torta and so she get a little smaller.
She can always get skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say the same thing because like what good is a 10 if that's all you got? Right.
Yeah. You need it's because
I'm willing to come down the scale.
Yeah.
And it's always like it seems like men are more willing to come down and women don't. Like women date up and men are willing to date up or down. Date up if they can, if they're allowed, like if the girl's with it, and date down if they can't. So or date down or whatever.
If it benefits.
Yeah. So it's like I remember they were talking about it. I forgot the guy's name, but he said like a man would date a girl who works at McDonald's. And will provide everything, whatever, like do everything. And he says, but a woman would never do that. A woman who's up, right, who got money will not come down and pick somebody up. She has to find somebody either at equal level, and when we're talking equal, we're talking just money. Equal, and some women are not even okay with that. They got to make more money. Because it's almost like, and it's funny because they always be like, why do I need your money? I got my money, right? So then why does it matter to you if he makes more or less money than you?
It's a status thing.
Yeah,
it has to status. Be. They crave status. So if you don't got status, if you don't got looks, you ain't got status.
They don't rock with you.
Nah, you need at least hot Cheetos or something.
But it seems fucked up when you like. It just seems like expectations are unreal.
I think nowadays they're unreal because of social media. I feel everyone pretends. If you just scroll, everyone that's posting anything looks like they got a good life, they got money.
Yeah.
And then if you actually go to their page and you see, oh, they only got 2,000 followers, or they whatever. So if to the untrained eye, at first glance, everyone can make it seem like their life is way more luxurious than what it is.
Yeah, and then people be editing their photos
to make them look this and to make them look that, and
that's too far. I think at what point? At that point, what are you doing? For what? You're creating an unrealistic image. And I'm sure that works for marketing and making money. And it's all the time. You see it all the time. It just seems like women who are willing to sexualize themselves come up. They got money. They got paper. And yet we got the construction worker broke. But I'm not complaining because that's life. And then it's like, and if you think about it, it's the men giving them the money. So
I seen a video of a kid that was crying, doing push-ups, and he was like, I work all day. He said, I don't got no friends. I come home and I just want to go back to work because I have nothing to do at home. I don't have no friends. I don't have nobody. He's like, I go to work just so I don't feel alone. And he's crying, and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm here for you, hugs and kisses. You're going through it, bro." And this, I feel you, whatever. And I was like, "Damn!" Like, it just seems like men. It just doesn't like.
It's not a good look.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a good look to cry on and put it up. Like, and then I'm like, okay, I'm like, I'm like, maybe he's just like, after seeing, because everything I seen from his page was like he was crying about crying. Hey, you guys just ever come to your car and cry? And he starts crying, and I'm like, is this an act, or if he's going through some shit, or like, is it, or what is it?
It's because when I think about that,
and I don't. Know,
my view
weird.
but my view has changed on it though, because it's like, are we saying men are not supposed to cry? And if they do cry, it has to be in the shadows. I mean, just because if I was ever to cry, that's how I would do it. But it's like, it seems like almost wrong to judge another man or call him less of a man because he's willing to do that in public. Some people would say that's a strength. Like, you're almost more of a man because you're willing to show your vulnerabilities.
But it's just, I don't know. Something in me says that that's not. It's not. It's weakness. You're showing weakness to someone out there that you shouldn't show weakness to. Like, the world is not a pretty place that's willing to.
It's like, I think as men, we could all acknowledge that we hit the ground. You know, like, we understand that. But I think so. It's just the way you see it is just when they put it online, right? Or when they do it in like a super public eye.
Yeah. When you do it out in public, it's something because about it says different. Like you shouldn't do that.
It would be different if you cry within your family's house and they all saw you than if you cry and you post it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It just doesn't seem, it just, I don't know, something about it, about the whole thing is like, I don't know. It seems like if I think about this, the majority of men are going to judge you for it, right?
It's like, it's an expectation. Just like we said that, well, like a stereotype too. But within ourselves as men, like, men are not, you don't cry. You hold that shit in.
Especially like with your family. Like, whenever I think of a father, I always think you're supposed to be the Superman. You're supposed to be the toughest motherfucker in the world. And even if you're not, you got to portray that shit so that your kids, when they grow up, they're like, oh yeah, my dad, like, fearless.
But then do you think that can lead for the kid being like, oh, it's not okay to cry? This is bitch shit.
Yeah, but I think there's certain strength to that too. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't cry. There's always time, like, you should. There's probably times where one will cry. Every man will cry, right? Eventually. But like, to make it a thing, to make it common, to make it like a.
Yeah, I think I just wouldn't. Like, if I had a kid and he was crying, I wouldn't put him down for it.
But he's a kid, though.
I would let him cry. Okay, even a teenager or whatever, he's going into a man. I wouldn't put him down for it. I would just tell him that, like, hey, like, fine, like, crying, if you want to cry, that's fine. You know, go ahead and cry. But try to do it behind closed doors. And the reason why I say that is because I think a lot of people's view on you will change. And I mean, it's just, I think the younger you are, the harder it is to accept criticism and fully be confident within yourself. As you grow older, I feel like you build confidence. But when you're younger, you're more vulnerable. If somebody says something about you, you're more like willing to say, like, it hurts my feelings. Because like my nephew says that, oh, this kid at school is being mean, and he hurt my feelings. And I'm like, yeah, but and what I tell him is like, well, there's always gonna be that. So it's not like, it's not me telling them get used to it, but it's me telling them expect it, because and learn to ignore them, because it's like, it's always gonna happen. That's always gonna happen. People are always gonna say something that you don't like. So you just have to do it. And it makes me think about what happened the other day. Just as far as like being a man, and because my brother-in-law had a problem with a neighbor because he parked on the grass, and his neighbor claimed that was his property, even though it was on the side of my brother-in-law's house. Like, if you look at my brother-in-law's house, you would think that's his property. But he parked a car there, and I parked the car there for like an hour or two, and the neighbor was upset about it. And the one that came out was a woman that came out who came to address my brother-in-law. And when they came, I mean, I didn't know what they were talking about, but until afterwards, and he told me that she was telling him, like, you can't park there, this is my land and stuff like that. And he mentioned to her, like, you don't talk to me, go get your husband to talk to me. And then later on, the husband came and it was a whole like drama shit and almost led to a fight and stuff like that. But I was thinking this like a woman can't go address a man with a problem. If you're in my eyes, like you can't do that because you don't know who that man is, what that man will do. Like, and when you go to any man and accuse him or say anything, like what if he smacks your ass? You know, so that's number one. Like you can't do that. So but I also said, like, as a man, like if somebody talked to my wife in a certain way, I would feel a certain type of way. You know, so as a man already, I would feel like I had to throw hands. But I also would tell my wife, if that was my wife, don't ever go to somebody's house, especially a man. I mean, if it's a girl, you can voice your opinion on whatever. But if it's a man, don't ever let him do whatever he wants. I don't give a fuck what he's fucking up the whole house. Don't go out there and let me come home and then let me give me in the know-how and then I'll go handle him or I'll go talk to him. That way, whichever way it goes, I'm there.
She came to him with already like negative like attitude, like a Karen type shit.
I think so. And because I didn't hear everything, but I was just on the side. But it seemed like she came over here with attitude, like move your car or whatever. And then when her husband came over, he like signaled to my brother-in-law, like move your shit. And my brother-in-law, he ain't no bitch. Like he comes from Stockton just like us, and he comes from that. And I feel like it shows more in him.
I try to, but then also like paint the scenario where they live. So it's like a lot of these people that are out there in this neighborhood are not street. It's a suburb.
It's suburb. Yeah.
Like there's a lot of white kids walking around playing.
It's like super suburb, like super. Like where we're at is not like that. Like it's normal still. Over there, nah, you see kids walking by themselves. And I was amazed the first time I seen that. You see women walking by themselves, like no problem, jogging. You see women jogging. I'm like, what? I'm like that. I mean, that maybe happens sometimes here, but you could just see like, it's almost like a TV
movies,
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I seen that, I'm like, this is real. You know, there's kids walking on the street and they know my brother-in-law by name.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, hey. And then he'll be like, hey. And I'm like, that's hella crazy. That shit never happened where we're from. But so I think like I think that community is not, maybe that guy didn't expect my brother-in-law to go at him the way he came at him, because my brother-in-law didn't like anybody telling him what the fuck to do, especially telling him to move your shit like that. So when you come at him like aggressive, he's gonna match you, if not surpass you, with that energy. So they brought like, I think like documentation saying that it was their land supposedly, and my brother-in-law was like, I don't even believe in the paperwork. This doesn't even say anything. So I think he was arguing with them, telling them like, you shouldn't come over here to my house, whatever. And but it made me think of like, your woman, you can't, like, it's whenever you're in confrontation, you can't bring your woman. You can't ever bring your woman.
It's because the woman is, I think when you grow up in a neighborhood like that, when like it's been normal. It's been normalized for women to go out and tell the other dude, hey, this and this is the issue, because it's never led to nowhere physical. But you get someone from the street, you go, two motherfuckers go over there. You just ask. I mean, they don't know any better, because it's like they never came across people who they weren't raised in the same neighborhood that they were raised. So they're probably caught off guard when Robert's like, get the fuck out of my face or whatever.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like it was like it's like Robert pulled a mask. Like he had because Robert, at first glance, he looks like a white dude. He just looks
Yeah.
like a white dude at first glance. But then when he opens his mouth, he's not a white dude no more.
Yeah.
He's a
Nah,
street.
you could tell. Like,
Yeah,
seeing
he's a
him.
motherfucker from the street.
Yeah, and he's Mexican though. He's not just white.
I know he's half Mexican, but a normal person who looks at him would be like, "Oh, he's just white." So the white guy, another white guy looks at another white
it's
guy.
crazy, yeah, because he can do both. Like, just off looks, you would just think, oh, it's another person in the community.
Yeah.
You know, but if you get to know, and he really is. He's a nice guy, but it's just when you fuck with him, he don't like people fucking with him.
And he's not one to like, he don't care if he's rude.
Nah,
He don't care what
speaks his mind.
he don't care. He don't give a fuck if the manners aren't there, especially if you upset him. He'll come at you, talk shit. He don't give a fuck if you're old. He don't give a fuck if you're little, fat. He don't care. He's gonna tell you.
He's gonna speak his mind.
Yeah, he's gonna.
And that's why whenever I think about him, especially when it comes to that, he's always a reminder to me where we come from. Always to me. I see him like, I think like he's Stockton for sure. He's Stockton.
So what'd that guy do then?
Well,
so then he came and told him
after
he
yelled at him and they went back and forth. I think he seen that it was getting heated and he stepped back. And then afterwards, Robert's home like, get the fuck off my property, whatever. And then it seemed like he wanted to continue engaging, but then he thought about it and then he just walked away. And then the other day he came and he apologized, and he's like, I wanted to apologize for my behavior. And I'm like, I like that. I like the fact that somebody can come and apologize, because it seems like that's swallowing your pride, because I don't know if I could do that. I would be like, nah, I don't hate you like that, but nah, it's like, it's whatever. Like, I don't like you, you don't like me. It's a hard thing, I think, to go to another man and apologize. Because he was like, he's like, the way I acted, he's like, nah. He said it didn't sit well with me. So I came over here, and he's like, it was totally uncalled for that I came over here and said that. And he's like, yeah, man, there's no problem. He's like, it's not like I was just going to leave it there forever. It was just there for a couple hours, and I was going to move it. Then he got into like this whole talking about the previous neighbors, and the neighbors, they had problems before. And I was like, I told him, when I was there, I told him, this reminds me of like a TV show. Seems like this whole like drama shit. Yeah. It seems like a TV show. Because it's like drama, but it's not drama. It seems like something so little can turn so big. And if in reality, if the woman would have waited, right? Because I don't know if her husband was at work, but let's say he was, because he didn't come back until he didn't show up until the afternoon. So if she would have just waited until her husband got home, those vehicles wouldn't be there. And it's a whole problem avoided, right? Over like 2-3 hours.
Yeah, but for some reason, people who feel entitled want action now.
But if it is their property, I mean, they have the right to say something. They have the right to say something.
But 2 hours, and then if there really is their property, like, what's the worst case scenario? Like, if you look at damage, like if it's something that is gonna cost you money, that is, if like already as of now you already owe me money because it's damaged, okay. But if it's something that is, you can't even tell it was there the next day.
Yeah, but I think people is just like, there's no wiggle room for some people. Like, you're on my property, get off.
But it's like, and then also, if it is their property, there's like, how the hell, if you look at the house with the layout and everything, like that, where the grass is their driveway, and then the next to their driveway, there's a little patch of grass, right? Maybe like 10 feet by like 20 feet of just grass. And then there's woods.
Yeah, there's like there's probably like another 10 feet of just trees.
Yeah, and then
trees.
If you look at it from the road, it looks like that's part of his house.
Yeah, because
he cuts the grass and everything.
Yeah, because he has I think that's what he said. Because they have it's basically like the trees almost acts like a divider.
Yeah, between the houses.
So anybody who will pass, like if you were to buy that house, you would think that's your property.
Yeah.
Until they advise you, oh, it's not. So because of that, if that was my property and somebody parked there, but because of the way it's laid out, it would be even less for me. Like, it's not even in front of my house. Now, if you come and you park in front of my house, that's a whole different story. I think if we would have done that, he would have full right to say, and even though it's his property,
And even in the grass,
if it's his property, because this is not even clarified yet whether it's his or not. But if it's his, he has a right to say, hey, but like move.
It's similar to like if you go to the patch of grass that's sitting on your neighbor's lawn, if he parks a car there and yet you as a neighbor go over there and say, remove that from that grass that's in front of your house. Because I technically I think it's mine. But that's how far it is. To give some type of description, he had to walk away from like a house, like a whole property's worth to travel over to his house and say
something.
Hey, even though this piece of grass is next to your driveway and separated from like 10 feet of trees, like there's a big ass divider and a sidewalk and all kinds of shit that he had to come across. That's my grass.
Yeah, if I was him, I would have just handled it like I would have gave it some time. And if it was still there and I really felt some type of way about it, I would just go over there and be like, hey, how long is that going to be there? Because I'm not sure if you're aware. I'm not sure if you're aware, but this is my property. And not to be disrespectful or anything, but I don't want it to damage the grass. I wouldn't if you would be able to move it or whatever. If you're not going to be there for long, then it's all right. But if I'm already addressing you, you're already there for long. So I would just say like, hey, I would appreciate it if you move. But it's always when you come at somebody hostile, you can't do that. It's like, I don't care if it's a suburb dude. I would never do that. Because it's like when I come with that, how do I know he ain't gonna match that? And the only way I would go over there like that
is you prepare for that.
Yeah, if I'm willing for that. And that's what I want in my day today, or I'm just looking for shit. But it's like, to me,
or you don't give a fuck.
It's never, to me, it's never like I never try to be mean to nobody. That lady, she came to me after my brother-in-law left, because my brother-in-law had said, like, if this is really yours, go to your house and bring me paperwork, or don't come over here and bother me no more. He's already irritated. So she's like, all right. And she left. Then my brother-in-law left. And I was still there. So she seen me. She walked up to me. And she's like, where's your brother-in-law at? And I was like, he left. And then she's like, well, when is he going to be back? And I was like, I don't know. And she made a face like almost
like you're lying.
Yeah, like, or he doesn't want to tell me. And then she's like, well, okay. And then she left. And it made me think of me too. Like, was that mean? Because the way she reacted, I was like, maybe I should have been more nicer to her. Because to me, it's like, I don't ever want to start problems with nobody. Think like I'm always trying to be nice and handle stuff the right way. And I feel like the right way is not with violence. If it comes to violence, it comes there. But I feel like violence should be avoided unless it's necessary. Between men, we can throw hands. But like I feel like, especially that's a lady. So it's like you have to be nice.
Even though
and the fact that and then the fact that she gave me that look, it like, I mean, it just made me think of like that. Was I rude? But I mean, I didn't say anything. All I said, and it was the truth. He just left. I didn't know when he was gonna be back. So I'm like, I don't know. So she felt some type of way about it. But to me, I'm like, that's just there's no way a woman should walk up and say that to anybody, like to another man. A woman shouldn't come to a man with a problem, a random one. Nah, you gotta let your husband do that.
Yeah, but I think women feel, I mean, not women, but I feel like that lady thought that, like, I can resolve this shit right now.
But I also think, like, not saying that this is their case, it may be, but I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of people don't have shit going on.
You think they want some excitement?
They noticed it like that. Like, we just parked there, and I thought about it. I was like, I remember telling my brother-in-law, is it cool if we park there? Because he's like, yeah. He's like, go ahead, park there. I was like, I don't know. Like, because the neighborhood, I'm like...
You thought the city was going to complain like that?
No, I thought the neighbors were going to complain. Because I'm like, right there how they live like kind of close to other houses. So I'm like, and there's a lot of cars passing by. Like I said, there's people on the sidewalk walking.
But why would they complain about what?
About the fact that he's just on the grass. Because like, the township will complain. Somebody will complain to somebody, say like they don't like that. It's just like that, and then it happened. And and then like probably like 10 minutes after the cars were parked there, I seen somebody drive by, and I think it was that girl, because she was mean mugging hard, hella hard. She was driving so slow, like a drive by. And I remember and I seen that, and I looked. I'm like, who the heck driving this slow? And I'm like looking, and I seen there was a woman in there. I didn't know, I couldn't recognize if it was the same girl after I seen her, but I'm pretty sure it was her. And then as soon as I seen that, I told my brother-in-law, hey, I told you, I'm telling you, somebody's gonna say something. He's like, ain't nobody gonna say shit. And then that lady came. But it seems like in this world we fight over
minor shit.
Yeah, dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. But I think sometimes, like, do you ever get tired of being the bigger person? It seems like bitch shit. When I say that, like if I say like be the bigger man, like that seems like that's bitch shit. Yeah. But I mean, it's just the right thing.
I just never want issues because I know how far it can go, how fast it can get there. And all it takes is one guy to not want to step down. And if he don't step down, I ain't stepping down. And it's like, and then it's like, I know I'm not going to want to step down, especially depending on what he says. If somebody makes me look like a bitch or like feel like a bitch, it's like I have something now I'm forced to like shit gotta go down now. I'm forced to. I have no other option. Especially if I had already announced it, like threatened him, and then he said, or like he said, all right, let me see.
Yeah, because that's how I said, like in this scenario with my brother-in-law, we had him come and apologize, swallow his pride. He came, swallow his pride, and apologize to him. But in another scenario, two people meet and neither backs down. And I know my brother-in-law is ready for that. Even though I'll be like, hey, that's not wise, but I know he's ready for that when he starts this shit. Or he didn't start it, but when he talks the way he talks to somebody, I know he knows. So, I mean, he knows, but I'm saying when you have like, it's like two bulls when one of them, is it bulls that smack themselves? Or those are sheep?
Goats.
Oh, goats. Yeah, like that.
I think bulls do that shit too, though.
Yeah. But I'm saying like you never know who this person is. And I mean, they found out because they probably were thinking like, holy shit, like.
I didn't expect this motherfucker to act that way. Blow up on us hella crazy when we're in the right. Because in their head, they're like, we're in the right.
Yeah, but even if they were in the right, there's certain ways to address certain things.
Yeah, but they
coming up there like that, like the king was disrespectful.
Yeah,
to his house.
Yeah, a lot of people have been doing it that way for a long time, and no one's ever said nothing to them, so they've always done it like that. Like no one's ever scared them. Like maybe people yelled back and stuff, but no one's ever scared them. And then it's like, okay, well now you're getting scared. Then he's like, I'll drop. He's like, I was about to drop him on his neck. I was about to pick him up, and drop him on his neck.
Yeah, I just think you shouldn't fuck with people unless you're willing it. Like unless you're with it, I guess. But I mean, I just always think about right and wrong. Like regardless of whatever, try to put your ego aside, your pride aside. What's right and what's wrong? That's how I try to live. Because when you put your ego into everything, that shit'll fuck up everything, or your pride. So I can respect that man that he apologized, even if it was out of fear. Even if he's like, oh shit, I made my match, like, and then apologize, I can respect that though. Because he didn't have to. I wouldn't have said shit. I would have been like, it's on, whatever. Like, whenever. I would have had the same mentality as my brother-in-law. Like, if he ever says some shit and he wants to get it popping, like that. But that's wrong though. I can sit here and say that's wrong. And what he did, I mean, that was bigger person type shit. But even though he started it though. But even though everybody was in the wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. Because if it was his property, yeah, he kind of in the wrong. Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.